Hey guys, Dr. Jacqueline here with the Wellness Way Centennial. I am super excited to be coming to you live today with an awesome message and an awesome lab in hand. This is a case study from yesterday, all about how it's not in your head. Hormones absolutely do matter, and why do they matter? So I'm going to walk you through this case study today. This is something that has come across my plate time and time again this morning, as well as through the last week. And as a woman myself, I really want to talk and speak to you about it. So it comes to the fact that oftentimes women are gaslighted. They're gaslighted by their OBs, by a GP, by a family doctor, that what they're feeling doesn't matter. Or when they run quote unquote regular lab work, that also comes back clean. Therefore, the doctor is saying, oh, everything is good, everything is solid, it's just in your head. Ladies, you know you have this wonderful God-given ability to know and internally tell if something is off. So oftentimes the huge disconnect is you haven't had detailed lab work helping you understand where the issue is coming from. So that is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Oftentimes, regular sets of blood work are not detailed enough to figure out what is going on, especially with hormones. So oftentimes when women feel off, or they see the scale going up, or they've got massive brain fog, they're crashing and burning and hitting a huge wall at 2 p.m., or they're awake in the middle of the night, out of the blue, every single night they're awake at 2 a.m., or all of a sudden their cycle takes a huge twist, and where they never used to have bad cramping, bad bleeding, their cycles are all of a sudden taking off. And going into different things that they've never seen their entire lives, you guys. These are all signs and symptoms that your hormones could be off. And what I want to talk to you today about is most likely you've never had your hormones tested properly. And that's really where you start to create these issues of disconnect, where regular lab work that is typically going to be a CBC, so a complete blood count, or a CMP, which is a complete metabolic panel. None of these things get into the nitty-gritty of hormones and get down to the bottom of a health issue. And so that's really where we pick up and go farther with you. So one of the very favorite things that I love to run for women especially is a Dutch test. And a Dutch test shows us all of your hormones, so your full hormone profile, and it also shows you your cortisol profile. So it's a time test where we're going to get you measured over time, over 4 or 5 different timed measurements for cortisol, which is extremely helpful if you're struggling with sleep. The other piece is that we're going to capture how your hormones are flipping and turning and getting out through your body. So all of your hormones communicate around your body, and then they metabolize out through the liver. And oftentimes when women are struggling with the scale and fighting with the scale or feeling like something is off, you could be building up a hormone and having it not exit out through your liver. So that's what I want to speak to you guys about today, because this test shows all these things. We're able to actually get in an in-depth look at all of these factors to understand these things, because it's not just as simple as seeing if you have enough estradiol in your blood work. Oftentimes you do. Oftentimes you have enough hormones out in circulation. The problem is, how are you using them? How are you processing them? And how is cortisol impacting them? Because ladies, if cortisol is high, your body is in fight or flight mode. You are in full on stress. I think I am running from a bear. Your body shuts down into this survival mode, and it hangs on to every single resource possible. Why? Because it's a survival mechanism. It's not a bad thing. The problem is, if your body thinks it's running from a bear every single day, we have issues. So we're not supposed to think we're running from a bear every single day. That is not a good way to go about life. So today I have, for those streaming live with me, a lab of a patient that I want to show you. So this is the lab, you guys. And I want you to see pregnant alone is at the top. Then we have our androgens. So we have DHEA and testosterone. We have our progesterones. We have 7 different estrogens. If you guys did not know this, you have a lot of different estrogens. And these are all tested on this lab. And you can see here, this was a patient just gaining. Her cycles were getting worse and worse and worse. She had tons of cramping, tons of bleeding. Not characteristic. She had never struggled with her cycle her entire life, even pre and post kids. You can see here she's pinged very high on estrone, which is E1, estradiol, which is E2, and estriol, which is E3. So this is where her main issue lies. There we go. So I wanted you guys to be able to see that because this is huge. We could immediately identify with this lab what was going on with her hormones. What was the issue? Her issue was that she had way too many estrogens built up, not getting out of her body. That was what was creating this massive issue in how she felt. Also, that was throwing her body into this fight or flight because she had too many hormones building, not getting out of her body. So what did we do? We started to support her liver. I started to help her exit those extra estrogens. She's only a couple weeks in and she's already lost 5 pounds, you guys. She is thrilled. Her energy is coming back. We'll see what her next cycle holds and we'll make some deeper tweaks. But without this Dutch test, it would have been very difficult for me to identify exactly where the hangup was because something shifted. Now, also, the deeper issue, which is why we're so successful with our patients, is understanding why. Why all of a sudden did she start building estrogens? So that is my next thing that I am working through with her. She's had some stressful pieces that we're working through. The other piece that has shifted is she's been sick a lot all of a sudden. So again, if your immune system is working, and all kinds of things are coming across, that's new and different. That's not typical for her. So we're going to rebuild that immune system. That's one reason why her hormones are building. Her immune system's busy. Her body is prioritizing her immune function, which is good. But unfortunately, that's creating issues with her hormones. So as we've worked through all this, that test has helped us to identify it. And she is one that was told by her OB, it's all in your head. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong. He ran her regular set of blood work and it pulled up nothing. But as you can see with the Dutch test that I just shared with you, it's not nothing. She absolutely, what she felt, needed a more detailed lab to show us that. We're able to see that she's holding on to a lot of estrogens. And as we're exiting them, she is feeling tremendously better. So that's the big thing, you guys, I really want to share with you. If you are struggling with your health, it's not all in your head. You absolutely know your body. You feel what's going on every single day. You just need detailed testing and the right approach to get down to the bottom of your health issues. So I hope that helps you guys. I'm really excited that we're able to come to you live. We're going to do more of these. If you have some health topics or questions that you'd like to ask us, please DM that or definitely comment down below. And we will take in those requests and do some future videos about that. So hope you're having a great day and thanks for joining me today. We'll see you soon.